Tonight I will make a risotto with zucca, with pumpkin and gorgonzola. You will be surprised that for this risotto with pumpkin, you need pumpkin. So the equivalent weight of your rice in pumpkin. In my case, I'm gonna do 100 grams of rice, and so 100 grams of pumpkin. I'm using risotto Carnaroli, which is a bit longer grain than Vialo Renano, which I use in the previous recipes. For the broth, celery, tomato, carrot, and onion. I need half an onion for the sauce to cook the rice, salt and pepper, olive oil, and then a bit of butter and 30-40 grams of gorgonzola cheese. Okay, I'm gonna cut the onion in very thin layers so it will dissolve better. If you don't want to cry, knife in cold water, freeze the onion for 15 minutes before using it. Okay, now we need to clean the pumpkin. So you're gonna carve to remove all the seed inside. Now we're gonna cut the pumpkin. Like this. Once the water boils, I add the vegetables. Starting with some pumpkin because I had much more than I needed. And then don't forget to put salt. Let it cook for this quantity, half hour. Okay, the broth is ready. It's a great smell. Now we're gonna filter it. We just want to retain the liquid and we throw all the solid. Important, now keep the broth hot so it doesn't slow down the cooking of the rice. A good thing to do for a risotto is to toast the rice without any fat, just rice. A couple of minutes, and you know it's toasted when you put your hand, you feel the heat, but also when you smell baked bread. Now in olive oil, we cook a bit of onion, in half of the onion, let it become gold color. I'm gonna add the pumpkin to the onion and let it cook for a minute, and then I will lower the fire and cook it for 15 minutes. After 8 minutes that the pumpkin has been cooking, add 1 spoon of broth. Again, this is low fire, and let it cook for another 7 minutes. So in total, 15 minutes. So you set the pumpkin aside, and now again put the second half of the onion, a bit of olive oil, golden onion, you have the risotto, half a glass of white wine to give the acidity, let the alcohol evaporate, and then we start adding the broth. Okay, the risotto has absorbed the wine. I add the pumpkin, mix, and then we add the broth that I kept hot. The broth has to cover the rice without soaking it. Keep the risotto wet like this, and because the broth is hot, you see the boiling temperature. So I tasted the rice. The risotto is virtually ready. I just need to wait for this extra broth to be absorbed. So we add a bit of butter and stir. And then we will add the gorgonzola cheese. I am doing this all off the fire. Risotto, pumpkin and gorgonzola. Bon appetit!